And now our feature presentation.
Let's spin this new shit!
Hello and welcome to the CloudsDale Cafe. After a week...
He just cut out.
Woo! That's how we do it.
Perfect timing. Anyway, guys,
Alright.
welcome to CloudsDale Cafe. I'm Nick, filling in for Racer until he gets back into the call. And streaming today, we have Cinnamon.
You know it, baby.
We have Silver. Alright, we don't have Silver. Image drew the picture for that you're seeing right now, and our guest today is Jitters.
Hi.
So,
Jazz.
how have you guys been this week?
Pretty good.
It's been kind of a crazy week.
Yeah.
Busy!
Yeah.
Just learned how to use Adobe Flash the other day. That was fun.
Yeah. Hey, you heard that the CS2 are like giving like everything for free now? Like their whole CS2 pack?
Oh yeah, that's been around
Yeah.
for a while now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can practice with that.
yeah. Did anyone watch, what was it, Aphex and Noodle get married?
I only
Yes.
watched a bit of it.
Oh, that was adorable.
Yeah.
I watched it while I was live streaming, so.
Yeah.
It was kind of a buzz, and it's like, how many did they have? Like 300 and something?
300,
Yeah,
something like
it was
that,
a good
yeah.
chunk of people.
Kind of crazy. I
Mhm.
mean,
It's
a lot
nice
of
to
people
see
like
that.
a lot of people are kind of complaining. It's like they're saying, "Oh, they just want attention and whatnot," and
Nah.
I don't know. I find it. I just find the whole thing just like adorable.
Oh,
I love it. Back.
But yeah, like it's nice seeing that kind of stuff happen. Marriages and all that.
well,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's nice. You know, it's been anticipated, kind of like this whole hype kind of thing that they've been announcing that they're gonna get married and things,
Mhm.
and the whole Tumblr was like, "Oh, it's lovely." And then when it actually came true, it's like, "Oh my God, it's adorable. They make a great pair. I hope they have many children."
Oh, the children.
You remind
Many Tumblr
So
children.
many children.
Yeah.
500 babies.
So many Tumblr babies.
I know, right?
Raging drop?
no, he's having sound troubles right now. But yeah. Frankly, I've been seeing a lot of weddings happen lately, mainly within my family because all my cousins now are just starting to become of that age that they're starting to marry everyone. So,
Oh.
so yeah, always a fun time.
Weddings everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's before we start the topic, there's certain things we want to announce. First of all, that the CloudsDale Cafe is now part of Ponyville Live, and I guess everybody who were on the last show, not the one last week because we didn't have a show, the one we had with Pony A's, we kind of mentioned it. And now that they did a huge partnership with Everfree Network, the site kind of got updated and it's totally different. You can now check us out on the site. We basically have our own schedule, so you guys can, you know, get up to date if our shows and stuff, and you can actually, you know, see us there. They have like a little cool Twitter thing that you can see all of our Twitters and stuff like that, so you guys kind of, you know, get up to date on all the cool things that are going on in the podcast. And it's actually pretty cool, and we're happy to be a part of it. And now there's like a central hub in which people can find our podcast, so we kind of don't have to use the word of mouth thing. You know, and it's great. I mean, we want to encourage people to use the site to find our podcast and other podcasts as well, since we're kind of, you know, partnered up. So yeah, when you got the time, go check it out. It's a really awesome site, and
Totally awesome.
yeah, I watch it all the time. This is not plug or anything, just so you know. By the way, it totally is.
Let's see what you
Did I
wait.
miss anything?
Yeah, you did. Everything.
Yeah.
You missed life.
Totally.
did. All the things.
But anyway, what's
With that, I'm about to go scream outside for a minute.
All right.
No.
Anyway.
No, I'm very, very frustrated at that because the intro was pretty much I was talking to myself for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I ended up taking over. But,
Thank you, Nick,
Ragin-
and I apologize.
Nah, it's fine.
Oh wait, I missed the intro. Damn.
Oh yeah, I was asking where you were, but you also cut off for some reason. But Sin, what's some stuff that's been happening around? It's been in the house.
What? Around? What do you mean around? The comings and
topics.
goings of the Brony fandom, you mean?
I want to know about space and
dying
Pluto
Oh.
specifically.
Well, let me teach you about space, cyberspace, and big news coming along. Apparently, the guys who were working on the main six, you guys already know that we kind of were talking about that Lauren Faust was joining the team for main six, and that's really exciting. They're there to work on their new IP, which is like totally original content, and now they've been getting some extra help from a very special source. The guys who are working on none other than the Skullgirls game, they are offering to give them their engine for free
Holy shit.
on one specific condition. The guys, the engine is called Lab Zero, and they are willing to give Main 6 the engine for free if they reach a certain amount of money in, I think there was a campaign called the Indiegogo campaign. If they reach around $750,000, they would get the engine for free. So
Technically, it's
in
not
the
for
main-
free at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta raise this
So-
amount of money, then we'll give it to you.
Exactly, but you know, it's a deal. I mean, seriously, if the main with enough connection that the main six has, all they have to do is like, hey guys, go to this site, support this freaking
Yeah.
awesome
They just need to run a
game, which is
Kickstarter.
Skullgirls. Yeah, it's like a freaking win-win situation if you ask me. I mean,
Total.
If they can raise up the money, yeah, they can. I guess they can do it. And it'd
Totally.
be nice. But
I mean, they already got Lauren Faust in it, and they already got like the entire Brony fandom on their backs, and we can generate so much money. It's not even funny.
It's 750,000, right?
Yeah, it's 750. They have to reach that goal for that campaign. And it's for that specific campaign. So if they reach their goals, they would get the Lab Zero engine for free.
Almost
is-
$1 million right there. That's a lot. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's more than
Is there a link
Half.
to the
millions. So,
fundraiser?
oof.
Yeah, there's.
Or is the fundraiser even set up?
Let's just find it.
I think
I-
it's been announced, but not
No.
set up yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not sure. EQD
Okay.
doesn't tell us.
So you not only you be supporting main six, you'll also be supporting like the Skullgirls game, which is, if you haven't played it, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's a
now.
good game.
I have not actually.
Yeah.
It's like
Speaking
it-
of the awkwardness right there.
it's like Guilty Gear mixed with Marvel vs. Capcom, but you can have like 3-on-3 matches and assists. It's so good. It is super good.
3-on-3. I just have
But for those who want the Indiegogo link, here it is. There it is, and I'm just gonna put it on the main
Look at-
page, right on the main screen, so people can click on it.
But next thing is EQD has now become a phone app. So
Yay!
yay! So you
Okay.
can have it wherever you go.
Yep.
Isn't that fun?
Apps are going crazy now.
I know.
Actually,
There's an
recently
app.
I heard a 9-year-old kid. He actually made an app game, and the only outside help he had was his father, which helped him with just a couple of things. Not really I don't even know how it really worked out. But yeah, the 9-year-old kid, he just made his own app game, and he's like getting paid for it because of it. So,
Damn.
yeah, I know, right?
Bazam!
Like anyone. Can
I
make
wish
an
I
app
was
now.
that cool.
Oh boy.
I'm going through school for this crap, and this little kid already made a game before me.
I don't know.
Hey, it's
Parents
not-
taught
it's
him,
not
or he
hard
got
anymore.
lucky.
Yeah,
It's not hard to make a game anymore.
Not really.
No,
like
it's
as long as you have
not.
the right programs and the know-how. So.
Sheesh.
Or you could have taken another game's engine and just reprogrammed it.
Yeah.
Actually, going back to what we're talking about the Indiegogo campaign, the Kickstarter is already up, and they actually managed to raise $422,000. So,
Wow, already?
yeah.
Damn.
Here's the but there's only 11. But there's only 11 days left. So,
Oh.
yikes!
money. Let's
And
go.
guys, just so you
They
know,
can do
if
it.
it's in American dollars, you can fund a Kickstarter through your Amazon account.
Yeah.
Time to go to Amazon.
You can, if you have an Amazon gift card or just an Amazon account with your credit or debit card on it, you can use that to fund Kickstarters.
Nice. For a second, I thought you said, like when you said fund them, I thought you meant like host them or something. And when you said gift card, I was like, what? How do you?
No.
A gift
Like,
card.
yeah, to contribute to them.
Yeah. But confused myself for a second there. But anyway, what's yeah, like that's pretty crazy. But what else is going on, Sim?
What else is going on? Well, speaking of apps and games and stuff that's all fun, everybody knows about the Game Loaf app, with ponies and stuff, and it's all fun.
Oh,
and with steep, really steep microtransaction prices are just wow.
Yeah.
$70 for this gem.
One gem costs around $70.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that
Yeah.
much.
And I think
I'd probably say
I don't
7.
know.
It's still expensive as
Yeah,
heck.
it's
I know,
still
like
expensive.
this little girl just
It's
didn't
expensive.
understand it and wound up spending like $500 just on that game because of all those things that they offer with gyms.
I think the value
Yeah.
is 900 British pounds.
I think
900
Basically,
pounds.
it's one of those cases of free to play, pay to win.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, I think the moral of that story with your child using, wasting that much, don't give them the credit card, please.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, kid, we can't eat for a month, thanks.
thanks a lot. There goes today's.
You little shit.
There goes the rent.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, I have to get
Thank
rid
you.
of another one.
Oh,
Well, that
Whoa there.
escalated
But
quickly.
honestly, what do we think with all these free, especially all these free games that are coming out?
I mean,
they're really bad
game
microtransactions.
Yeah.
It's really
Even
just,
big game companies do it too. If you think about
Yeah.
it. EA, Capcom, one of the biggest out there.
Capcom. Like people are really just getting into really bad habits when creating games. Like huge steep price, like pay to win, which with steep prices. DLC that shouldn't be shouldn't be DLC in the first place. Just like all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And like it's starting to become almost like the really iconic series start to degrade after a point. I think it was like 2000. Oh man, I don't even know. But series started to degrade, and like a lot of companies that were really good, that were great in the past, like Capcom, are starting to really kind of move things, starting to kind of tilt on the
Big money
downscale
grubbers.
a bit. Yeah, just starting
Yeah.
to just practicing bad habits, really.
I mean, let's just take one
DLCs.
the
It's
the
mostly
biggest
DLCs.
offenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest offenders of that are, we can safely say, Capcom and EA, who have been doing it with each of their franchise. They've been
Mass
killing
Effect
it.
is one example of that because, it's they're like, oh, we'll give you a better ending. Not really for this much because, the original ending sucked for Mass Effect 3.
I
for
think
those
the
that
extended
played
cut
it.
was free though.
Yeah, Infinite was free. But
No,
you
it
either got the
was-
choice of red explosion, blue explosion, or green explosion. Great.
Exactly.
Fantastic. This is... My god.
Isn't it? It's that bad. I mean, there was a concept. I can't remember what it was. Angry Joe went over it, and another. I can't remember, but it was online that talked about how it was all in Shepard's mind and all that. Like I can't remember what the term is called.
Oh, yeah, that he was indoctrinated the whole time?
Yeah, and it makes more sense with the without the DLCs. Then they kind of threw that out the window. So whatever.
Yeah, that was the whole indoctrination theory, but I don't know. It's just... if video games companies will keep doing these bad business practices, the gamers will let them know, and pretty soon gamers will stop playing their game. Will stop buying their games in total because
No, they will.
they will. Seriously, the gaming. Okay, this. They
You
will.
have
They're
to piss off a lot of people for them to
Yeah.
not want to.
well. They're
and
already
up
pissed
to
off
that.
enough.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be like that with the new consoles anyway, so I don't want to get into that just yet. Let's save stuff like that for the after show. But other than that, what's the next topic we have to go over?
We have to.
Well,
We
well, we
have
have
to.
of course. Well, as all of you know, very. Let me speak,
No.
peasant. Now, all of you know, like the very awesome, very long, and very funny Pony Anthology is having yet another sequel. Yeah, that's right. Pony Anthology, the third. Very awesome Super Metroid Prime intro.
Wait,
Or,
what?
yeah, they have.
Familiar and sound familiar. I knew
It's a Super Metroid Prime intro. I can even tell by the song.
Okay, I gotta see this now.
I
I
haven't
have
seen
not
it
seen
yet,
it.
actually.
Nobody's.
But,
It's actually
I've
well,
seen it.
it's funny because they have Derpy in the tube, so it's kind of like
Yeah, they made her Prime. A Metroid.
Though, Jitters,
Nice.
have you seen the announcement, like the announcement video for Anthropology 3 yet?
Yeah, I saw it. I'm more excited, honestly, though, for the double rainbow. I'm just.
yeah, it looks good. It looks really
And
good.
it's coming out around the same time as Doctor Who, and I'm just like, no.
The new
Oh,
season of
man.
Doctor Who? Because I haven't been keeping up to date. I've been busy.
Yeah, it's kind of sort of the second half of the season. It's not really.
Oh, the second part. Okay.
Yeah. It's like they did the first half of season 7, and then they're doing the second half now, and then they'll be doing season 8 after that. So the second half, and it's new companion, and everything looks so exciting.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I haven't.
And they're even gonna show the inside of the TARDIS, like multiple rooms actually show how massive it is, which
Really?
is something they've never really done in the show. They've talked about it, but never actually shown it. They said they actually built rooms for the TARDIS, and it's just going to be an episode focusing on just how big it is.
You can get lost in it
Nice.
or something.
I need
It's
to.
it's called Journey to the Center of the TARDIS. So I'm assuming there's going to be a lot
Oh,
of
boy.
getting lost shenanigans.
Oh,
Well, don't they only
boy.
show the main area, the controls? And
Yeah, they
everything?
usually only show the console room. One time they showed the wardrobe, but other than that, they don't really show very much.
it's been
Yeah.
so long since I've actually really sat down and watched Doctor Who. I think like the last time was pretty much Christmas during the marathon.
Yeah.
I was just kind of sitting
That-
around watching just like the Christmas specials, and then like I look up, I'll go to bed after this episode. Look up again, it's already 3 o'clock. Yeah, I can stay up all night.
Yeah, I
You
can
know what?
watch it.
You know what? I don't even need sleep.
Yeah.
Fuck sleep. I don't need this.
I still haven't seen The End of Time though, because I slept through that episode. I know. I still haven't seen it. All I've seen is the end.
Oh,
But then
man.
what are you doing? Go watch it now.
I just need the time to.
I'm angry because where I used to watch all the episodes, like the old episodes, got deleted. Like everywhere I used to go for the sources are
Really?
No
gone.
way.
My
Oh, that
brother has
sucks.
all the episodes downloaded.
Wow.
Send them. Send them.
Wait, what do you mean? Okay. The Doctor Who kind of thing. It's really confusing for me, meaning that I'm not even American. So it's like, it's really. It was always difficult for me to
It's a
actually
British
get
show.
into the
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
It's usually in
it's not an
London,
American
yeah.
show, man.
It's usually in
The
Europe that it
BBC.
takes place.
I know it's Europe, so okay. It's already kind of difficult for me to kind of like adjust with the American culture and then going to this totally different European culture. But it's not.
that
It's not about that at all. It's just about like kind of the pacing of how it goes, and I'm always confused with all these things like what is a sonic screwdriver? What's a TARDIS? What is this? What's everything?
Says the guy
What's-
who reads Homestuck.
That's totally different. Hold it right there.
I mean,
That is an
I can
obsession.
explain to you pretty much the whole thing behind Doctor Who
That is an
and
obsession.
all the reasons why there's always, a new companion.
Sorry,
Or-
but Doctor Who's got 60 or 50 years on Homestuck.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I know.
Wasn't it
I
a
know.
radio
Wait,
show? I
wait.
can't remember. Wasn't
Let's
it a
not
radio show?
compare a webcomic from 2009 from a freaking.
No, I'm compare because there's
Long-
time shenanigans, there's paradox, There's characters dying before they're supposed to die. Characters beating
realities.
backwards, forwards, multiple realities, alternate dimensions. Yeah.
I don't want to start no fights because I know these are two different things.
While we're at it, can I compare this can of Frankenbeans as well? 'Cause I want to compare
Totally.
things too.
Now that we're in the subject of wibbly wobbly timely whatever.
Cocktail.
Sorry, what was that?
I said you can compare them to this jar of cocktail onions I have.
Yes.
Yummy.
Definitely. I can compare this with my left shoe.
I'm sorry, yeah, I did kind of nerd on the chat. Duh.
Trust me,
Don't
we're all
worry.
nerds. We
We're all
all are.
We're very weird, sad
My
people.
brother's into Homestuck. I'm like freaking amazed.
I'm
with-
against it. I don't like it.
I have
Like-
to avoid it because I'm already in enough fandoms and it would be very dangerous if I touched it.
It is.
you're already-
Let me tell you something. If you're gonna go there, which I recommend you don't, because
No, I have
It's-
people. I have bodyguards keeping me from there.
Seriously.
yeah,
Good.
don't go there. It is
Good.
It's true.
Nope.
What they say. It is like it's like more the war of the internet. It's dark. It's massive, and it will just take you, and you will never come back. I mean it.
But
No,
can
the
you
closest
simulate-
the closest I've got to it willingly was Hoofstuck, which that's as close as I got. And the mod of that even tries to keep me away from it.
Even the mod of it.
He's like, please, no, don't.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Come
man.
on, we just
Don't
want.
go there,
So
dude.
this is what happens whenever Homestuckers come in to bother me. He usually gives me an ask that says, "Guys, if you keep bugging Jitters about Homestuck, I'm killing another one of the characters." And I'm just sitting there going, "You're planning to kill them all anyway." And he's like, "Shh."
They don't know that.
Spoilers.
The best thing to do is watch them die. But as we turn dark and scary and everybody leaves.
Perfect segue for our next.
Yay! We have a
Yeah,
topic,
talk
or
about-
should we just continue talking about things that we should not do?
Well, I guess for topics, we're kind of run dry. There isn't much going on in the
Fandom's
danger-
dying. Abandoned ship.
Oh no!
No. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, nothing's really gone on. The season, everything's been okay. Everybody was butthurt for a while because of Twilight Alicorn, so we've moved on from that. Now the big thing is Equestria Girls.
Woohoo!
I'll give it a shot. I'm not gonna.
In an Equestria girl.
I'll give it a chance, but I'm gonna treat it probably like Rugrats all grown up. It's just gonna be
Yeah, it's like one of
You
those.
know what?
Like,
Talking about
It's not gonna
Rugrats-
It's not gonna ruin the original show. It's just gonna be there. That's all.
Thank God it's not
You know, I
canon.
think if it's gonna be like I thought it was like, okay, that's weird, but it's
Whoa.
wrong. And I like it. I ended up liking Rugrats.
Whoa.
Yeah,
We can-
Yeah,
Speaking
that's the
that, like-
he's part cyborg and sometimes that things happen.
Oh, really?
It's a
Is that
Cyberman.
bad?
You gotta bang his head against the wall once or twice and it'll get him back going. You know, he's like a Windows 95. It's kind of similar.
Oh god. Now I remember. Yeah, making Spike a dog was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, they're gonna make Spike into a dog or something, or is
Yes.
this just?
Yeah.
They're making Spike into a dog.
And it's not like he looks like a normal dog too. Like they took the same path with all the girls and made him look really weird looking. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know about that show. Like, I don't know if I'm even gonna watch it or give it any chance at all.
Real quick, how do I sound? Do I still sound glitchy?
Good now.
Okay. I'm
You
sorry
fixed
about
the
that.
temporal errors.
It happens. I got augmentations and bleh. My vocal implants get in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
Alright. But you know what? My opinion, back what I was trying to say, my opinion on, like, Equestria Girls, I'm gonna give it a chance. And it might grow on me, because I'm not gonna immediately like it, that's for damn sure, because I always have some little bit of bias, because I like the original show.
It'll probably
But-
grow on you like a fungus.
It'll probably grow like a disgusting fungus in the bottom of my toe or somewhere. And I'll probably get that toe amputated if I keep letting it.
Jeez.
Well, yeah,
I plan on giving it a chance.
Yeah, we're all.
See what happens.
Let's. Ragin just dropped.
Yep.
Fantastic.
But No, Jitters. Wait, did you say that? Did you say anything about the show yet? I wasn't really paying attention. I zoned out.
I was just talking about Spike being a dog, really.
Oh, okay. Just kind of zoned out.
Yeah, that's just gonna be horrible.
Yeah, I don't know how they're really planning on handling it, because I think it was like, I feel like they're planning on like just failing. I feel like that's their plan.
Let's
Like,
just take
welcome, goodbye.
Let's just take the worst idea possible and just go for it. Let's just go.
I think they're trying to
I
kill
don't
off
care.
the humanizations in Tumblr and online, just like in one fell swoop.
I think they'll discourage everyone from ever drawing a humanized version of Boney ever again. That's their main goal. I think it's gonna work.
Actually, that's
Yeah.
kind of sad because I've seen quite a few really good ones.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of awesome design, and this fandom is hell. Like, you can get just a bunch of artists, and you just put them in one room, and make something. They'll make something great. The problem is not everybody's so reliable. Meh.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah, totally. So it's about 3 minutes before we start the interview.
Have we just started now?
Well,
You.
if it's about, hold on,
And-
actually, I need to take a bathroom break really quick, so I'll be right back. You guys can just talk about whatever for just a little bit. I'll be back.
Exactly.
We'll talk about
And-
everything forever.
And while Jitter gets back, it's your fault. It's your fault. You're Canadian. You're disgusting.
What?
So
I'm
while
That is true.
Jitter went for a bathroom break. So while she's
Freak out
getting
the
back,
party.
if anybody you guys want to suggest someone to be on the show, to be interviewed,
Send it to either our email or to our Tumblr and just message who you want. Don't
yeah.
give it a long
Or-
story. Just throw in like your top 3 who you want to see, and we will try to make it happen. Guaranteed, we will probably get that person. So, but what are we gonna
Oh, yeah,
have next?
definitely.
We're gonna have what? Lying Applejack, and then we're gonna have Stripey.
Yeah, stripy
following-
butts.
Wait,
Stripey
who's Stripey?
Butts. You don't know who Stripey is? Get the fuck.
I don't know. Link me.
No, I won't.
Link me,
No.
damn it.
No, you're not allowed to link.
Drop the link.
But yeah, we get big people. We go big or go home. True fact.
Best I start getting home then. Alright.
I know,
Oh.
Nick. Wait, you're already home. So shut up. We're all home.
Hey, here we got one monochrome and fin. Oh, great. We started great.
So,
All right, monochrome.
actually,
Let me tell you something.
that was my bad. When he said mention, I automatically assumed that he was just going to talk about it a bit, not actually link it. My bad.
Okay, I'm back.
Well, my
Welcome
bad on that
back.
one.
Very good.
Welcome
my
back.
As my horrible Bane impression kicks in and everybody cries. But what were we talking about? Because when I pretty much groaned and hit my head on my laptop and it fell, and then I couldn't come back for 5 minutes, I was gone because nothing works.
Well, I guess it's about time for the interview, and you just.
I can
did it.
redeem myself now?
Yes.
As the host, I can redeem myself. Oh my god.
You have one chance. If you screw this
shine.
up. If you screw this up.
Ah, crap. Okay.
Remember, Ragin, you'll never shine if
I always
you'll never
remember
burn.
that this is going to be on YouTube, and millions can see this if they ever looked.
Millions.
Nobody will.
All right, let's get cracking.
Tonight we are interviewing Jitters, the mod Tumblr blog blah 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 whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. I don't know. Mod blog blah blah. I'm bleh. For Lovestruck Derpy. What else? Oh God, you have so many. I'm trying to remember.
Okay,
Lovestruck
hold
Derpy.
on.
This.
I'll just name them off. Lovestruck
Thank
Derpy,
you.
Discord Hooves, that secret blog that's redacted, Once Upon a Calamity, Dixie Biscuit Cafe, but that's a little bit more risque. I'm half in charge of Bedeviled Derpy. I kind of have Ask Jitters, but I haven't done anything with it. I used to have Ask Sunnytown. I have Zerum, and I have collabing on Crossed Equestria. And then recently I have Female Turbulence, but that's not Pony.
Man, you are busy. You are very busy.
Yes. Oh, and I'm also part of Docs in a Box, too, but that's kind of a side thing. Oh, and I do the art for Crabble
What's with that rapper? What's with that rapper? I'm hearing some rapper noise.
Not me.
It's... I don't know.
Oh, wait, it is me. Sorry.
It's like, wait.
Sorry, cat. It's a cat.
I wasn't doing anything. Shit, I was.
My microphone, studio microphone, picks up everything, so cat digging in bag equals feedback.
Oh, okay.
That's
Alright.
awesome.
Darn cat.
Damn cats. I got 3, and they're pain in the asses. But moving on. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, what you do and all that?
Okay. Oh, gosh, where to start? Wait, what?
It's basic stuff, you know.
Yeah, basic stuff. Well, basically, I draw. I've been drawing since I was probably around 4. Because I discovered crayon and then I couldn't stop. I have probably over 40 sketchbooks full of art, so I never really stopped drawing. And then I joined the Brony community. Decided to do a little bit of art, but wasn't sure what to do with it. Did some voice acting, which is as Derpy's fan voice and mimicking other characters, but nobody really cared when I mimicked the other characters, apparently. And then finally, I decided I wanted to actually do a comic project because I've always wanted to be a comic artist, and that's when I picked up Discord Hooves and a bunch of other Tumblr blogs after that because I got addicted. And for, I guess, information basic, people that get confused, I am a trans man, which means that I identify as male, and right now I don't have the right voice, so I'll be working on that in 2 years.
Yeah, people are still, it's just confusing to people, and it's just, that's what happens. But,
yeah.
Other than that, how did the whole, Derpy voicing the Derpy thing start for you?
Originally I was hanging out on Ponychan a lot, and in the media section somebody was doing an abridged series, and they said, they were looking for voices for characters, and I thought, well, I could do a really good Fluttershy, so, I went in and did an interview as Fluttershy because I can do the Fluttershy voice pretty well. But
oh my god.
then I cast somebody else's Fluttershy.
That's good.
So, since they cast somebody else's Fluttershy as a joke, I submit a submission as Derpy. Just a very short video of me just saying, banana muffins! And, they wound up saying, you're hired. I know Derpy doesn't have any lines, but we want you for announcements and stuff. And it just kind of went from there. And, from that point, I just started doing, random little lines and silly voice requests, as Derpy. And progressively, as I got better, I got a better microphone. I did the song Muffin Proof. And at first, a lot of people did not like my voice. I mean, a lot of people really didn't like it. But now, it's kind of been generally accepted as Derpy's voice, and I kind of use it for shows and little projects. I haven't been doing requests anymore because I don't have time for that, but yeah.
Does it get aggravating after a while? People asking you to do it, all the time. They're like, please do the voice, please do the voice.
Sometimes, yeah. It's okay if it's just a quick thing, but sometimes people get a little bit obsessed with it.
Well, that's what a lot of people know you for, is the voice of Derpy. And besides that, you also run several blogs, which the main one really a lot of people also know you for is Discorded Hooves and Lovestruck Derpy and Dr. Hooves and the Assistant for voicing over in that.
Sorry, could you rephrase? I think there was some cutting out.
I probably did cut out, and I am apologize. You did Discord. You do Discorded Hooves. Those are the three main ones that I've known you for: is Discorded Hooves, Love Struck Derpy, and Dr. Hooves and the Assistant series.
Those are definitely my most well-known projects.
And that's pretty much was one of the first things I came across was like episode 1, really, when I first found out about the whole.
The animated one or the
before it was animated, actually, when it was just pictures and doing
Nice.
voiceovers of that. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then, other than that, it's the rest is history. How did Discorded Hooves really started? How did that start? Because I know not a lot of people like it because it's very dark and it can be very brutal.
Yeah.
Which, for me, I love.
The thing is, I originally discovered Tumblr through Ask Pinkamena Diane Pie and Little Miss Rarity, and I kind of really liked what they did, but I felt like there was a lot of stuff missing from it. Like Pinkamena quit, the mod quit because they couldn't get people to interact with them properly, and weren't able to run their story with the asks. And Little Miss Rarity was doing pretty well, but it doesn't really update very often, and the story kind of goes all over the place at times, and I admit mine does too at points, but I just felt like it felt too surreal. They both felt too surreal and too much like they were trying to be bloody and dark, whereas I just wanted something that was emotional. Dark on an emotional level, because there's not really a lot of blood or gore or shock factors in Discord Hooves. It's mostly all just an emotional, psychological thing behind the character. Very first time that I thought about it, I saw a picture of just the Dr. Hooves being discorded, and basically, he's just saying that he doesn't want to help anyone anymore. And I thought about that, because I write Dr. Hooves, and I thought, well, what would that be like if he was discorded? How would I write that? And I wound up having at least 5 different scenarios. And, I knew that there was one that obviously would not be appropriate for something like, Dr. Hooves' an assistant, but it really nagged at me that I really wanted to go on that direction somehow, in some way. And I thought, well, I've done a couple of Ask blogs. Nobody really cares much about them anyway, and I'm not being able to keep up with them, because my first Ask blog was actually Ask Sunnytown, and my second one was Tell Screwball, but those didn't really do it for me, because I didn't really have too much of a connection to them, and I couldn't keep up with them. But once I started up Discord Hooves, it just blew up. Like, I couldn't stop drawing it. I actually had to limit myself to drawing updates once every other day, because I was actually drawing multiple updates in one day. Just the first 2 days on the blog, I think I produced over 3 pages worth of posts.
Wow.
Jeez, I mean, those are three. Those are
really
three.
Yeah.
Tumblr. Those are 3 site pages, right? As in pages, you mean like pages?
There's 15. There's 15
for your Tumblr.
15 sets per page, so that's roughly around 45 sets of posts that were posted within 2 days.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and from there, I wanted to do a Derpy blog, because I have always had this sort of concept of it'd be hilarious if Derpy was kind of creepily obsessed with the Doctor, and I did the joke a long time ago on Iceball Dumbo Rat, and I thought, this would be really funny or clever if I opened up a Derpy blog and made it canon to Discord Hooves, but didn't tell anybody at first, because I had the separate identities at the time, and once I connected them, the impact was really good, and I was able to mix my art styles together finally and draw it the way I wanted to draw it. And I'm keeping that one PG. I'm not gonna get any darker than anything that you'll see in Doctor Who in that blog. But yeah, all the other stuff is usually just I don't stop thinking, and sometimes I like working with other people on stuff, so I just kind of hop in and do it.
Yeah, what I really admired about yourself as an artist is how fast you can produce artwork. I was looking at your streams, and I was just astonished of how quickly you can just make one drawing. And
Sometimes-
I thought, you're an aimbot.
Sometimes back. So, did I really draw that fast? And my roommates all say, yes, your hand barely moves, and then there's a giant line. So it's something I've been practicing for a very long time. I remember when I was around 8, I think, my dad brought me to see an artist who painted canvases, like full giant collage canvases in just 5 minutes. And I was really inspired by that guy, and I actually painted him something when I was a little kid. It was a little lion, and he exchanged techniques with me, actually, when I was just a kid. And, you know, he painted me a unicorn and a house and let me keep those. And I was always inspired by that, and taught myself to just draw really fast all the time.
Wow.
And drawing fast is a very good advantage.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotta go fast. Pew!
I take like an hour to draw a circle.
I used to
like
draw
5
once.
weeks to draw a line.
I used to draw once. It was horrible.
I know.
But a while back, you joined up with a group, like a group blog called Docs in a Box. Like, did you like collaborating? I can never say that word right. Sorry.
You like clobbering?
How do you like clobbering
I know,
all the other ones?
I
Oh.
have a method system is my voice.
What happened?
Yes, I have a speech impediment. Sorry.
Well, Docs in a Box, basically, I was just kind of, I noticed there was, you know, the Scootaloo, the Coop, which was actually started by, you know, my friend, the mod of the Master blog. He kind of put that stuff together, and, you know, and then other people started doing it. Like, there was a Rarity one that came out, and a Rainbow Dash one that came out, and I sat there going, there are a ton of doctor blogs, and I'm friends with almost all of, you know, I'm friends with at least 6 of these doctor blogs, and some of them are going through some art block, and it seems like it'd be good to just let off some steam and do some funny little jokes and lighthearted things in a group together. And I really wanted to play on the group thing a lot differently than how other people did it. Because, you know, one's like a game show, one's just kind of a casual hangout, and this one I actually put sort of a little story behind it and made it kind of a game, and you know, something that we could all interact on. And there was only one doctor. I was honestly not expecting all of them to accept. Only one doctor out of the over 20 that I asked rejected the invitation. I started it with City, actually. Me and City were joking about it, and then we said, you know what, we could actually probably do this. Let's do this. Let's get all these doctors. And it all came together in about a day. And the rules were set, the blog was set up, and we took about, I think, 4 days or so to draw up the logo and release the blog, and it's been really fun. We've been learning a lot of stuff along the way. We're just about to start doing a new thing, seeing how that goes, which is basically RP posts. Not text RP, drawn RP posts, where one person will draw a start of something, and then the next person will draw a response to it. And we switch back and forth, because that's something I used to do in high school a lot with friends, is we just take some paper and just draw role-playing with each other. So,
I've never heard of the drawing, like role-playing. I've never heard of that before.
yeah, it's good. It's good for character development. It's good for learning to draw fast. It's good for thinking on the fly. It's overall, it's a lot of really, you know, fun practice, and you never know what's gonna pop up. So
It's a really interesting way of actually dealing with like the full group thing, because like you said, like there are over 20 doctors right now for that blog. Wow.
There's a lot.
we have 2 Skype chat rooms. We have one that's just a general chat, and then the other one which is role playing, because sometimes we get in the mood to do some role play and come up with some ideas and see if we want to put it in the box. Though as of late, I'll admit that well, no, not as of late. Just in general, it's I'd say about 70% of it won't be in the box because it's definitely not safe for work.
Oh no, everybody's like, but us, we don't care. We've done enough of our readings of horrible clop fictions, and we move on from that.
As we keep mentioning it.
Who cares?
My perspective is the following: the fiction is over, but the horrors that I witness will forever stay with me for the rest of my days. And I just begin to cry. And then the platoon theme song kicks in. It fades to black.
What the MASH theme song?
No, just the platoon theme.
I was just gonna say, when you
next.
shove over 20 old lonely guys in a box together, what do you think is gonna happen?
Oh my god.
Tell me about it. I know a little bit about that.
Yeah.
It gets lonely in the cold nights in the Afghan mountains, I'll tell you that much. I
All right.
grabbed my fellow soldier's ass and
Next question.
Yeah, next question, please.
Next question, please.
You want to ask it, Nick?
I actually didn't put up
As I
the
throw you on the
question.
spot like that, no. Do you like, you know how you throw in time to time in your Discorded Who's blog, you throw in, other people like Twilight Sparkle or Miss Twilight Sparkle or Time Master or the latest one I think was Pregnant Scootaloo or Motherly Scootaloo now into the storyline. Is it fun? Do you just talk it out or do you just have it happen?
It's really fun, actually. Sometimes I don't know how it happens. Sometimes it's the other blog will send me an ask, and I'll say, I really like your blog, and I want to work with this ask, and I'm wondering if you want to work on it with me and actually have the characters interact. I'll ask that, and if they say sure, then we go from there. Sometimes it's usually it's been prompted by asks. Other times it's, I know this person, I want to get their name out there a little bit and see what happens. And with Pregnant Scootaloo, it was sort of an interesting turn of events where, they originally had 2 other people in mind who could adopt the baby, but they both sort of dropped out, and Miss Twilight was the third one in line for it, and she wound up getting it. And I said, well, if she's getting the baby and she's kind of in another universe, I think I know exactly who can fill that gap in and get that baby to her. And then we went from there and just did this whole planning thing that could do character development for all 3 of the blogs.
Wow, I mean...
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's really complicated, but I'm gonna be honest here. I was a really veteran of that Tumblr, if you call it a veteran. I've been watching it since it was the beginning, and I actually had some cool interactions with the blog with my own, which it was kind of near and dear. So as soon as I saw Discord, wait, is that Discorded Who's? It's good. What's going on, man? It was just utter confusion.
It was
and
confusion.
I was like, okay, somebody just explain to you, because I was just really not happy with that. I total it wasn't even a 360. It was like a total universals.
It was just out of the blue. And
circulation.
I was a little confused. I was a little confused when I saw it. We were pretty much all confused. I remember the first blog with the doctor popping up. We were like, what?
Yeah, that's kind of what it's always good to have a hook that gets people interested. It's the same with Pregnant Scootaloo. The first thing they see is Pregnant Scootaloo, and they're like, what is this? I have to look at this. What kind of weird, freakish thing is this? And they look at it and go, oh, this is actually really good. Okay.
It is.
It's like, oh my god, she's pregnant! I gotta follow!
It's not religious! It's unreligious! Underage! It's all that. I'm like, they're horses! Leave them alone!
Discorded ponies wasn't really a big thing. A lot of people, when the Discorded thing happened in the show, a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon and had their characters Discord for a temporary amount of time, and it caused a lot of dramatic stuff on the blogs and story-wise. And there were a few blogs that I think were doing the Discorded thing, but they weren't really very well known. And I really wanted to take that because it's a mix of My Little Pony and Doctor Who, which were both things that I really liked, and a character that, I felt that I could sort of channel a bit of myself through, in a way, while still keeping to the character. A lot of people... One thing I noticed is a lot of people actually aren't very attentive to, like, the negative signs in a character. Like, in Doctor Who, he does have a lot of those moments where he just wants to give up and, doesn't want to try saving anyone anymore. And he starts doing a lot of dangerous things. He's a dangerous guy when he's not, when he doesn't have somebody with him and when he's left to his own demise. And, they really showed that in the recent Christmas episode. And a lot of people were telling me, oh, it looks like they look at Discord Hooves. It reminds me of Discord Hooves. And I was sitting there going, it's just what the show has been hinting at this whole time.
The show moves towards it. It's just good writing, too. They gradually move towards it. And for a while, your blog was, well, it had an artist thing. Other artists would come by, and it was kind of like, Dr. Who's was like really, kind of back to himself for the longest time, and then he saw Derpy, and then it all changed. He went back to his old self.
Yeah.
Which
I had seen him around Brown for the longest time he's been on the blog so far, but it is so.
It's good to see the old gray and black Doctor again.
It's good, but pain.
The pain is still good. It's too sweet.
The pain, it's over there. But, with Lovestruck Derpy, that you do the voiceover when you do all the the reads when that go onto YouTube and all the audio and stuff like that. Over time, are you gonna do like Discord Who's like how you did with Lovestruck Derpy or Doctor Who's in Assistance?
I don't think I'll be able to, simply just because of how big it is. I've tried doing a dub of it twice, actually, just for fun, and both times we only got to about maybe 9 or so pages, maybe less, of the entire blog, which is nowhere near the whole thing, and it just went on and on for like 2 hours or so. And it's massive. There's even some groups who tried to dub it, but they always stop after a little while because they realize this thing is huge and it's updating every other day.
And they just can't keep up with it. And it's tiresome to try to keep up, trying to catch up where you, like, if you were to start from the very beginning, you'd have to be doing it every day just to try to catch up. You'd have to be doing it all day.
I wish I had that kind of time.
Shut it, critical. No.
Oh boy. You have a lot of time in your hands. It is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I wish I had the time.
It's because I'm self-employed, so
lucky.
I get to stay home all day, but yeah.
Lucky. I go out and have to freaking work in the sun. But
you're self-employed? What do you do?
I sell commissions. I've been living on my art. I've been living on my art for 4 years, actually, so way before everything.
Teach me your ways!
In order to move to Florida, I just spent a month just doing a bunch of commissions, and I saved up about $2,000 just to move over to Florida. So
yes.
I my art to pay for things.
Florida is the best place to be, even though if you can deal with all the bullshit.
It's nice here. I can actually breathe. I have slight asthma, so the air here is really good for my lungs.
Yeah, I mean, when I had to go overseas to do my tour duty, I absolutely... It was just so hot, but I was so used to it over in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Kuwait, and all that places. I was so used to it. Down here, it's home. I live down in Southwest Florida, over Fort Myers and all that place. It's nice. Old people, but you get used to it.
I'm in Fort Myers, actually.
You what?
I'm in Fort Myers.
I knew you were in Fort Myers. That Fort Nay, or whatever it's called.
Fort
I knew it.
Fort Myers. Yes.
Yes. Finally, somebody gets what. You're
gonna see some of those outside mall type designs for their town and everything. Once actually.
Yes. Edison Mall. The
the ones that are outdoors with the archways and stuff. That's what their architecture is a lot like.
Yes. I have not been able to see that blog yet, but I've seen it mentioned. I'm like, that sounds a lot like Fort Myers. It must be a coincidence. But that's funny. Somebody knows. You're the second person that knows where Fort Myers is. And it's a shithole. I'm sorry. I've lived here all my life. I live out in Lehigh. I escaped it.
I admit there's nothing to really do, but I'm fine with that because I stay indoors all day anyway, and nobody bugs me. I'm in a nice, quiet area. I'm outside of the city, and the city's shit. I was in the city area.
Oh, tell me about it. I could go all day about what's wrong with the city.
Well, we can go all day about talking about how much Florida sucks, but I want to ask something here.
Florida doesn't suck.
Yeah, Canada is the best.
The old people.
Oh God, don't remind me.
Yes.
The road rage again.
Everybody,
We'll go for the
Next question.
what are your rates for commissions?
My rates for commissions right now, I have 2 different types of commissions that I do. I only do pony commissions at the time, but later I might start opening for other types of commissions when I feel better with what I'm doing. I'm still trying to practice humans right now, but I charge either when I do live stream commissions, I charge by size. It's where it's 500 by 500 is $15, and 1,000 by 1,000 is $30. And then I do another kind of commission where if I don't really have time to do live stream commissions, I do name your price commissions, which I open in slots, and they can range from as low as $3 to $100. And of course, you get what you pay for. It's basically you give me the character, I'll do I'll just draw them for what it's worth. So if you give 100, you're gonna get like a 3,000 by 3,000 image with at least 7 or more sketches of your character fully colored.
So, how exactly has been that working out for you? Have been you getting any good prices, or just people kind of like abuse that and get like a lot of $3 on sketches and stuff?
It's been actually pretty stable. I've had $50 ones, but a lot almost every time I've opened slots, I do get at least somebody who pays 40 or more. I've had 100. It's because people really do want to get the best they can, and so it balances out. There's people that can't afford as much, or can still buy something, and people who really want to get a lot are going to buy it too. So it's sort of a win-win.
Good to know, too.
Definitely. So, next question.
Yeah, next time.
So,
You want me
I guess
ask this one?
I'm gonna ask this one because I want to ask it. It's interesting. Everybody knows that
Damn it, that was good.
Okay, everybody knows that you do not safe for work on your blogs and stuff. So, what is the initial reason behind not safe for work? Is there a reason just to be shock factor?
It depends on what you mean by not safe for work, because there's different levels of it.
Well, we mean in terms of like sexual deviance and things like that.
I'd say that Discord Hooves is about as it doesn't go beyond what Torchwood would show, and Torchwood is something that was aired on TV. So it's not really for shock value. It's just I kind of have this thing where I feel that the reality of things is that the world is very dark, and there is sex, there is violence, it's out there, and life. And it doesn't go beyond what Torchwood would show in at least in Discord Hooves, and I really like to explore that. I have always had a fascination with psychology, which has a lot of dark sides to it, and I've always liked, criminal investigation, and, I really
like Law and
dig
Order, all that jazz.
Oh no, I watched the actual FBI files, New Detectives, things like that. When I was around 10, I had started watching those Discovery channels that were always about serial killers, rapists, and just documentaries. Tons of documentaries. I would always watch them, and I have a bunch of true crime books that I read. I have a bunch of criminal psychology books. If I wasn't into psychology and I wasn't drawing, I might actually have become like a forensic scientist or somebody who's like a criminal psychologist. I might have gone into that path, but because
you would have been one of those cool those cool doctors from the autopsy. They kind of like know. Oh yeah, I know exactly how this person dies, and I'm just gonna say in the coolest way possible.
Yeah. Well, I even have a book.
It's like Law and Order.
I even have a book that's basically all about different types of injuries. Like I have, you know, this sort of. I have a lot of knowledge on different things. Like I even know about horse bites, and you know, or the impact of an ice pick to the back versus a nail or versus a needle under a thumbnail. Like certain things like that. And honestly, the thing under the nail is a lot more effective than an ice pick to the back in terms of pain.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
boy.
I know what you're talking about. I've had between military training and having to listen to you know, I know my mother works for the county. She's a paramedic, and just hearing stories. Like every time I would talk to her, she'd tell me stories of people they've picked up. Everything. Yeah, murder's pretty cruel, and having to figure out how they died can be a hassle.
Yeah, but see, another thing is, I guess the reason I also was doing the not safe for work is because of the role of Derpy, a lot of people kind of expected me to be this, you know, really innocent G-rated person all the time, and you know, honestly, that's never been my thing. I've always been fascinated with horror films and you know, psychological thrillers and you know, a lot of the really, you know, grim dark stuff, like you know, messed up fairy tales, really messed up dark stories. That's my passion, and I really wanted to show that because that was something that, you know, I myself, you know, as a comic artist, I've always wanted to do a comic like that. And, you know, finally with the skill that I had, I thought, you know, with these ponies, I can probably practice and improve my skill on these ponies so that eventually, maybe someday, I can actually do my own thing once my skill is high enough. This would be good practice and a good way to study how people react to things. And I'm going to say that, yeah, not only am I having fun by drawing a comic, I'm also studying everybody's reactions. I read all the reblogs, I read all the asks and comments that I get about what happened, and I analyze exactly what it is that causes that impact. I find out what people focus on, what makes people hurt, what makes people laugh, what makes people, you know, what gives those reactions. And each time I learn something new, I improve on it. So, you know, if you notice, Discord Hoof starts out kind of haphazard, and you know, there's some, it's not as good as it is now because I've been studying people along with it.
So with that direct feedback, you actually made a lot of improvements to the character and kind of adjust to what people's perspective on the character.
Yeah, and it also helps me learn for the future.
Yeah, and people kind of like start feeding off that, and that's why it makes that the blogging so popular.
Yeah, I love interacting. I feel that a lot of Ask blogs don't interact enough, or don't implement the asks into the story as well. What I do is when I open the Ask box and I get a big flood of asks, I'll sit there and I'll sort through them, and I'll make a story out of the asks, but still keep it in line with mine. Or sometimes I'll draw ahead of time, then open the asks and see if anything matches up and add those in. I do that sometimes, so I kind of switch between the two. Sometimes my story writes the asks, and then other times the asks write the story. Okay,
I think me being part of that, yeah, I also done somewhat popular Ask blog. The problem is that some people ask me so generic questions over and over, kind of like the same questions.
What now? What are you gonna do? What was that?
Yeah. And you're just like pulling your hair out, just going
again. The same thing? Okay. What I've done is, with the blog right now, since, nobody's giving me any good questions, the only thing I am willing to do is just focus on my story arc, and I've completely... It's really sad that I haven't answered any questions, but the trade-off is you're getting a story. And...
I'll give a little bit of advice on this. Is the thing that I notice prompts the proper questions is what you say in the last frame. The last frame needs to leave some kind of open invitation to make them want to ask those questions. You really have to manipulate people's minds when you want the asks to match what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. What I do is that I always keep I always opened up like an extra level of suspense. My technique is mostly keeping everybody on the edge editor sees like what is gonna happen. I always have the last two panels opened up like the next will be opening up the next scenario, and I've been getting a lot of comments saying like, oh my god, you're so good making suspense, so like, oh, what's gonna happen and things like that. So that's kind of my style right now.
Yeah.
Right now I'm not gonna take the chance of what most people do is like letting people contributing to the story and making it, you know, this whole collaboration and feeding off.
Well,
because
generally I have everything set in place already. I know where I'm going to go. I know what characters I have. I know what they're going to do. I just kind of manipulate. A lot of it is, it's kind of like a magic trick. It's all kind of manipulating things to work in my favor. It is difficult to do. Yeah, I definitely admit that. Like, it's probably one reason. If you notice, Ask Crapplejack doesn't actually answer a lot of questions at all. Like, my side of the story, she doesn't answer any questions, and I don't know what happened to the other artist who was doing the question side of it. So.
Yeah, and if I can cut in for a second, I know whenever I have my Ask blog is like 100% story driven, and I know it is difficult to get people to, I guess, ask the right questions, but it's sort of like a challenge to try and manipulate the readers into asking the questions you want them to ask.
Yeah.
All right.
With that,
yeah, with that,
need to
something.
move on to
Something's going on here. There's a situation going on in the chat that apparently everybody's starting asking questions on the chat.
I said that, like, people
said
start
that?
asking.
Nick,
can you see that I'm documenting them?
I was trying to say something.
Okay.
We need to start asking some viewer questions, guys. So.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So
I know you need to. I know you want to move on from this, and we need to move on from this, and we need to keep going. So. The first question, I believe, is Delta 15937. A lot of numbers. Tips for a beginner digital artist.
Oh gosh, I was really awkward when I first started out. It's you know, get an affordable tablet. Obviously, if you've never drawn before, I would suggest sticking to paper for a while first and then going to digital, because you can't get digital is kind of an advanced tool, and you're gonna wind up wasting the tablet if you don't do that first. With the from there, it's all about adjusting your settings until it feels comfortable for you. That can be difficult, and it will take a while to adjust. A lot of it is about adjusting, and I'm trying to remember exactly how I managed to progress with it. I had to look up a lot of tutorials and fiddle with a bunch of different programs until I found one that just fit best for me. It's basically, when you go digital, explore. Find a program that you are most comfortable drawing in. It could be Photoshop, it could be Psy. Yeah, it could be Psy, it could be GIMP if you can't afford the other ones, or if you don't want to pirate.
Or Paint Workshop, which is also very good.
Yeah, there's
Studio, which I use.
Yeah, Manga Studio. I used to have Manga Studio, but I could never figure it out.
All right, next one we got Destroyer Hooves ask, why does Dizzy have that bang?
Basically, why he has
at the front of the main.
Yeah, the bangs in front is sort of an identifier, because first of all, I wanted him to stand out from, you know, other doctors. So I put the bang in front to signify not only that he's, you know, to make himself different. It's also because he's tired, he's worn out, he doesn't really bother brushing his mane, he doesn't get it cut. It's actually longer than it was if you look in Love Struck Derpy, his mane is a lot longer in Discord Hooves, is because he's just not taking care of it. So he even brushes it back at one point, but it's so long, it's just enough that his bangs fall in front of his eyes a bit. So it's kind of a mix of making him look tired, making him look different, and showing that he's not taking care of himself.
All right. Which one?
No,
Doctor
11.
Asks, why does the doctor switch between 11? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the 11, man. Count. Come on.
Why does the doctor switch between being normal and discorded?
It's
God.
Well, he's been discorded for a very, very long time, and I didn't want to keep him that way that long. And he's the Doctor. He's still got a lot of willpower. As a Time Lord, his body naturally tries to fight against, infections, diseases, and things that aren't supposed to be in there. And he does really try to fight this kind of thing, and that's what he's doing. Even if he doesn't remember doing it, he is naturally trying to fight it, and that's why he's switching back and forth. He's having a war with himself. He's actually done this in the radio show at one point, too, where he was infected by something. I haven't gotten to that episode yet. But I really, really want to get to it, is there's this thing called Zagreus that actually gets in his head and starts turning him into basically something that's anti-time, and it is a lot like what I'm dealing with here. Is it's this thing in his head that's trying to take over his body and use him to basically destroy the entire universe.
Oh, wow.
And he's just constantly trying to fight this thing.
Oh boy, that's interesting.
Next
can't wait
one,
for
I
more
call
of that.
that.
You call it?
Next one.
You
Yes.
call it.
Captain Capital. Weird. Captain Capital asks, Captain Capital, I can never say, is currently sending my fleet in order to dominate the land. There are 1,000 strong. What do you have to say to that?
What?
That's what I said. I just wanted to do the voice.
I'm just gonna say, I'm just probably gonna say one thing, and that's not even the armies of Genghis Khan can get past these doors.
Yes.
They tried, trust me.
There you go.
Or the tolls to get into Sanibel, if you know what I mean.
S Flame 56 asks, will there be an eventually ending to the Discord Ask blog, or do you just want to work on it for a very long time?
I have an ending for it. I have an epilogue, and I have an ending to the epilogue. It will eventually come to a close.
What would happen? I'm just really curious. What would happen? What would be like
all good
like
things
the aftermath of that?
Oh yeah, that's why I'm not just gonna go, oh, he's better, blog's over. No, there's a lot of stuff he's gotta deal with after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I'm really, actually really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Because
somebody
sure,
posts
you're kind of dicey
dies.
because I'm not so sure what you're gonna do. Are you gonna be one of those everything's resolved, an emotionally satisfying ending, or are you just gonna play with everybody and just give them a middle finger salute? That's that. You're dicey, so it's kind of dangerous.
Yeah, and it's Doctor Who. The thing is, you have to keep in mind it's Doctor Who, which is something that's been running for 50 years, and they've always managed to make things dark, go all the way down, even kill the character, but bring him back with a new story and a new way. And, I kind of want to keep to that spirit, but obviously I'm going to have to stop after a while, but I want to leave it sort of slightly open-ended, but give everything a closure,
Yeah, that's what, at the end everybody wants just like
a good closure.
Just pass the
what
chapter.
everyone wants.
Yeah, alright. Who's the next guy? The yellow daughter over here.
I'm trying to see all of them because Nick's just posting them constantly.
Trying
No
to keep up.
spacing. Thanks for the no spacing,
Yeah,
it makes it so easy to read.
Trying to go as
Hectic,
fast as I
it's
can.
really hectic over here. Yeah,
Just
you're
copy
doing a good
paste,
job.
man. Copy paste.
Yeah,
You're
but
doing a
for
good
some
job.
reason my chat is lagging so really strangely, so it's really difficult trying to get all of them. But anyway,
Yeah.
go with just like out of all the questions I'm like linking, try and
Just
figure
pick
out which
one.
ones.
Crap.
All right. Okay, here's one. The only Zez ask Jitter. How do you through any art blocks or writing blocks with your ass blocks?
Oh, God.
Been anything that helped you get past those times?
I do get art block and writing block. Usually what I have to do is I have to take a break and just draw a bunch of stuff that I try to force myself to draw stuff that I usually don't draw. Like, I'll sit there and go, you know what, I haven't drawn hands in a while, so I'm going to sit here and just draw a page of hands. And, or I'm going to go and learn about something I didn't know how to draw, and I'm going to practice drawing it and study it. Or I'm going to look at a coloring style that I've never tried before, and I'm going to try to do that. So I challenge myself and then that usually gets me back into wanting to do the stuff that I'm used to. If that doesn't work and I just really don't want to draw and really don't want to come up with anything, usually I just say, I need to back away from the computer, just play some games, watch some movies, hang out with people, and just let it come back later. It's usually what I have to do.
Alrighty. Here's like a double one from POD and Derpy They ask, how long do you think each of your blogs will last?
For Love Struck Derpy, I have no idea. It's a lot slower than Discord Hooves, but I don't want it to last as long as Discord Hooves. For Discord Hooves, I'm honestly seeing it's definitely going to be at least another year, probably more than that, because I've only gotten to the first companion arc, and there are 3 more companion arcs that are going to be coming in, plus a little mid-arc, which is like a bunch of mini companion arcs, and it's a lot of stuff. So I have no idea how long it's gonna go.
Okay. Havoc Fury ask, how large should you make character sheets?
When I make character sheets, usually I do about 3 different sketches of their poses, like side, front, back, and then a few expressions to get used to what their face structure looks like, because everybody has different ways that they express themselves. Their most common expressions, basically, and that's usually how I do character sheets when I do them.
Okay. Cadence asks.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
quick?
go for it. Go for it.
I know there's a lot of enemies for the Doctor Who franchise. Why haven't you added like any dialects into it? I hope I said it correctly.
Daleks. Oh,
I said dialects. My bad. Daleks.
Okay. Let me just explain. If you notice, when Jack falls through the vortex that he opened up after he got drunk, Dalek ships fly out. That's a thing. Don't worry.
I noticed something like that.
The reason I have not brought in a lot of the Doctor Who villains is because he's not going after them. He's not going anywhere to let himself run into them. He doesn't want to. In Love Struck Derpy, I'm gonna start doing a few more villains that'll show up. But a lot of the time when she talks about their adventures, it's in those little crayon doodles. And they've dealt with stuff like cyber ponies, which I did show in Discord Hooves at one point, where they're off screen. You see them saying delete, and it shows them trying to run away from them. They have had the point is they've had a lot of adventures when he was with Derpy, but once she was gone, he just doesn't want to do it anymore.
Okay. Another question here. Cadence asks, will Dizzy ever hurt Jack?
Spoilers.
Yay! If you want to, you got a liberty to answer it or not.
So, but anyway, go on to the next question.
Okay. Harmony Shadow asks, Jitters, ... Are you going to tell us how you find your secret blog? How to find your secret blog?
Well, there's plenty of ways to find it. You just have to figure that out. Sometimes when people talk about it, it might be a good idea to go find out what they're talking about.
I think I know the secret blog.
Yeah. I do put hints. Plenty of times.
Wasn't there a post or something about it a while back on Discorded Hooves?
I
believe I saw it from there.
I've never posted anything about it on Discord Hooves. I did throw a hint about it on Zerum once. I've talked about it on my blog a few times, just with specific characters that show up. There is one keyword you can look up that you might find something, because I did tag one image in the entire thing. I tagged one thing, and some people have found it that way. Accidentally, the reason it was discovered was because I put a tag that was pretty common, and I removed the tag after that, and somebody reblogged it, and a bunch of people saw it. And sometimes you'll find it from somebody reblogging. I have posted a couple of sketches and images from it, and some people have used a tool on Google to find it that way. But
wait a minute.
The
account you were using to communicate with me in Tumblr, is that it, or is that your personal one?
That's just my personal.
Okay. I was like, Because I haven't seen that one before.
Nice try, Cinnamon.
Shut up.
Yeah. Nice
I try every time. Next question. Loch Ness ask.
5 more and then.
All right. Okay.
Pick up the good
last.
ones. I think.
The good.
Sift through them.
Let's find the good ones after this one. How much of this year's story have you already pre-planned? Do you have any surprises in store for us? No spoilers.
Why awkwardness? Why?
Okay, I have, oh gosh, how much do I plan? See, for this whole year, I've planned out pretty much the entire story. I know exactly what I'm going to do with Jack from this point on. I know what's going to go in between all of that. I will have one thing that might be, it depends on the fans, actually, on what happens. Because I need to, I'm going to say now, I'm going to actually allow someone to be a companion to the Doctor for a set amount of time, depending on how that goes. It's like I'm trying to raise money for BronyCon, so I'll just say this now. I'm going to do an auction for somebody to be able to be a companion to the Doctor for an update, or possibly, you know, for an entire arc, depending on how much the auction goes for.
All right,
Nice.
so we want to get Joe Pony here. So
No, like get his question.
what's the question?
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you can find
good
it
question.
now.
Where's the question?
Looking for it.
As we look for questions, the mighty cinnamon is making noises like for his mate. He makes noises and we
Sorry,
try to ignore
I
it.
make noises every day. Okay, here it is. Mine was, how do you start commissions?
How do I what?
How do you start commissions?
Start? Like, you mean
It's like,
well,
what
if you mean
Nice background noise.
I'm guessing you mean how do you start getting commissions out there? I'm guessing usually when I had to start out, I kind of had to just look around for communities that wanted my art. And originally, you know, I tried Y Gallery way back when I was one of those stupid Yowie fans. And that didn't go very well because I didn't have a very big fan base. Then I discovered furries actually like throwing their money at people, so...
Please take it.
It's my time to shine.
I started out by using, you know, websites that promote, you know, selling, auctioning artwork commissions. So originally, you know, I used Furbid, which is kind of a furry auction place for art and, you know, crafts and stuff. And that kind of started getting me out there a bit more, would post stuff. And as the audience grew, I started just doing stuff for myself. But honestly, when it comes to commissions, look for signal boosts. You might have to invest in a little bit of advertising, and look for websites that are specifically for people doing commissions. There on DeviantArt, there's even a forum, I think, where people request commissions. Like they say, I'm looking for somebody who can draw this within this amount of money, and you can go and offer. At first, you're going to have to look for the commissioners, because the commissioners aren't going to look for you.
Definitely.
Like, what kind of, personally, like, what do you feel like when you're ready to start? Like, what kind of skill level do you feel like you kind of need to be ready to start commissioning? Because that was another part of Joe Pony's question.
That's also something that has to do with, it just depends on who your audience is. Honestly, your skill level, it's up to the fans. If there's some people that have interest, always try to make offers when people are looking for something inexpensive. If your skill level is really basic, then don't charge anything over $10. I know it's low, but people aren't gonna. Sometimes people will look at price over quality, and once your quality starts moving up, and more people start, it's supply and demand. Once your quality goes up and more people start noticing, you can slowly start adding to your prices. When I started on Fur Affinity, my commission prices were fairly cheap, but as time went on, as my skill improved, and as more people started noticing me, I could take liberties and raise the prices as time went on, and people, you know, they wouldn't mind because they'd still be getting what they were paying for. And it's always good to have a range from, you know, people who have, you know, don't have a lot of money to people that might be willing to pay a lot more. Have a good range, because if you don't have a good range, it'll basically you're gonna block out a group of people.
All right, so you
really don't want to do that.
You want to invite, yeah.
Yeah, you want to look inviting for
a lot of attractive prices.
Yeah. Attractive prices, and, you know, definitely show what you can do, and always try to improve.
Definitely.
I want to really answer this. Hold on. I personally want to answer this.
Oh, go ahead.
Frost just asked if I'll be touching on King Sombra for the Crystal Empire. Yes. I'm just going to say yes. There we go.
All right. All right.
He gasped.
Because Minuet.
Boy. All right, no spoilers. Fingers crossed.
Well, I've already said this on the blog. Minuet's a crystal pony, so that's going to go somewhere.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very
So, guys, where do we take the show from here? Do we keep going, or?
Maybe
I think,
more?
well, we need one more question, and then we got to wrap it up, and then we can do the after show and do whatever the hell we want. That's why it's the after show, because it's not recorded.
Last question here. Let's see who it is. And it's Air Killer 100, and he asks, who is your favorite princess, Jitter? And what do you think they present? Even more.
Well, let's say Chrysalis, but she's not a princess. Right. So I guess I'll have to go with Luna, just because she's so freaking awkward. I love that she's awkward. I'm an insomniac, so I kind of like being up at night. Well, not always but I'm usually a night person.
I'm an owl.
And her color combination, her coloration is really nice. I really like her design, and I just generally like her because, you know, she went through some shit. You know, she went through some shit, and
yeah,
on the moon for 1,000 years. You kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
It is great. I love that.
Such a complicated character when you think about it, because we don't really know what's going on in that psyche. It's like, does she still 100% forgave Celestia for what happened? Does she still has like there's always that hint of danger that she, at any time, she could just snap.
In the Pony comics, there's going to be a new Nightmare Moon coming up.
I need to read those. I haven't at all.
Those are canon, right? Those comics.
They are canon. They are canon. It's not. They don't touch on them in the show, no. But I'm pretty sure I consider them canon because they go into a lot of the lore. They have maps. They have. They talk about all sorts of different references, and like they have Chupacabra in Equestria.
Oh boy. Okay, another myth.
We don't need that shit.
That's another Latin American mythical beast.
Chupacabra is natural enemies with the vampiric jackalope, but the comics I really like because they're a lot darker than the show. They really go into the adventure side.
Yeah, they definitely are dark.
Because the original My Little Pony, it was for girls, but they still went into some dark stuff. They went on adventures and they had villains, and that's what the comics are doing.
Yeah, and they also mentioned Tartarus, which is the place where Hades lives, and all the Titans are in prison.
And the dog.
Whoa there.
Makes sense.
And yeah, and there's freaking Cerberus, who guards the gates of Tartarus. And I think they always hinted out that if Cerberus is gone to protect the pits of Tartarus, what could possibly come out? You know.
He-Man.
Like, could there be the freaking Titans could just come out and start destroying everything, or?
I have the power.
Another thing they said season 4 is going to get epic, and I'm sitting there going, oh gosh, what do you mean? Are you going to get into some Greek mythology stuff here? I'm excited.
Yeah. Is Zeus going to come out and is throwing lightning, and Celestia throwing lightning from her horn?
More Greek stuff. It tickles my pickle. Come on, please.
By Celestia's beard.
And then all of a sudden, Thor comes out. Wait, this is Norded. Shut up!
Wait.
I don't care.
I don't
More
care what
schools.
you want. We're doing.
And
all
then
the
Loki
cool-
comes up. Shut up! I do what I want.
Yeah.
But I guess
Hades is like, guys, I'm just doing my job. I'm not bad.
I want the Hades to be like the Hercules Hades from the Disney, you know, back in the 90s. I want his style personality.
Man,
That'll be funny.
I love that 80s.
Yeah.
Whoa. But we need to wrap it up, and then if you want, Jitters, you can join us in the after show for a few minutes or blah blah.
Nah,
blah
I
whatever
gotta
you
go
want.
watch a movie with Maddie.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's been okay. Before we wrap it up, it's been a pleasure having you
It
here
has been a pleasure.
on the show. It's been fantastic. I think this is one of the best shows we've had so far. Not because of the views, but in terms of like this feedback and like the flow of the conversation. It's just been
Just fun.
just fantastic.
Really
100%.
show.
I had fun, so.
Oh, I've
Hey,
been.
this was better than the show that you
I
guys
don't
did
want
when
to
they were
end.
interviewing me. Like,
I'm gonna go
much fun.
cry in my bed.
Alright.
So,
But thank you, Jitters.
does anybody else have anything like?
Alright then. Thanks,
Fine.
Jitters,
Nick,
for.
go say it.
Okay, I will, if you will, if you shut up. Thanks, Jitters, for joining us, and I hope you had a
For
fun
having
time.
me. I did.
I
I did
have
have
that.
fun.
You know, can I have that?
Thanks for having me here.
Thank you for
Yeah.
I already said that. Alright, see you.
Let's see you. And thanks for everybody coming down, watching us, and having a good old time. Please make sure to give us a follow on our Tumblr at CloudsDale Cafe at tumblr.com. If you have anything you want to send, our questions, anything, send it to our email at CloudsDaleCafe at gmail.com. And we have plenty more episodes. We have, what is this, episode 25? I believe it's episode 25.
I think so.
Yeah, it's episode 25 or it's 24. I don't know yet. I don't
24,
remember.
actually.
No, this is
It
24.
probably-
It's definitely 24.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, we have 23 more episodes you can go watch us at YouTube. So go type in CloudsDale Cafe, you'll find us there. So we're also part of Ponyville Live and CloudsDale. Sort of, but whatever. So we are the CloudsDale Cafe. Please stay sexy out there. We love you all.
Bye. Thanks for joining us. See ya.